Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show. All right, everybody, vacation continues. It's almost time to get back, but we have a original show for you where Danny, this is, as like I said, part 2 of 2 here, where Danny drinks the 9-ounce shot, and this is the aftermath. And the funny thing here is Danny does the small talk. At the beginning of the show, he's still okay, but by we go out to break, you realize he no longer can coherently put together a sentence. And that's when the first time you hear it. So as you hear him do the question, he actually has a good question for small talk. But then as we go out to break, after everybody talks about it, he can no longer speak. And he talks about text me before you text me and all this weird stuff that we play again and again. It all comes out of the show. So it's a classic moment. Don't you think, Justine, when we end up talking about this, maybe more than we should, but Danny drinking that shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes up in probably 95% of conversations.
Right. If we're getting together as a group and Danny's there, at some point, someone's going to talk about that. And and we continue to, and ultimately what happened, I don't know if all the audience knows, certainly the crew club knows, the people that hang out with us the most. But what happens to Danny after this is by the end of the show, he passes out. He's gone. Danny, he's napping. And apparently his wife, who's a nurse, was home. So he was in a safe environment, but couldn't get him up and back into bed when the night was over. So they ended up having his son and his daughter and his daughter's friend help Danny walk into bed. And where he ultimately passed out, though, is when he went off his chair where he was at, he landed, his head was on the side of a litter box. So it was, we talk about that a lot too. The fact he was actually sleeping on a litter box. It's bad. When
he went from the chair to the litter box, did he just literally fall? Did he stumble? Did he kind of just slide? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we
I
know
think
that?
I haven't been inside Danny's house, but my understanding is the room that he was at where he records in, there's a little, it's kind of the cat's room right now. They have an old cat, and they say when this cat's gone, they're not going to get any more cats or anything like that. And they've got this stuff in there, and ultimately Danny's going to be taking this over as his bourbon room. But for right now, it's the cat's room, and it features Misty's stuff in there. So like her collectibles and stuff like that. So there's a litter box in there. So my understanding, I think, is Danny just fell off the chair and landed with his head on the litter box in that room.
So just fall over, boom, thud, hit the floor.
Head is gently resting on the litter box. And by the way, the cat used the litter box. I don't know if it was while Danny was sleeping there or it happened before there. You do see that. And again, I'd love to show you the photo. I don't have it though. Danny's wife does, Misty. She's got it, and she'll show it to you, but she won't let you take your phone out and take a picture of it or anything. So she doesn't want that to get out to Danny, but she laughs about it. We'll show you if you ever see her at an event.
Well, no, because Misty is smart, because she knows if you get it, you'll turn it into a frickin' sticker and put it all over.
It's going to be all over the place.
Danny will be all over Key West, sleeping on the litter box. Yeah.
Steve's just going to get bored and be like, this should be a billboard in St. Louis.
Advertising the shop. Come on in. Yeah. Come on into the shop. Yeah. So very cool stuff.
You get a Danny sticker.
Yeah, a Danny sticker. People would buy that, or we'd use it on one of the picks, the Danny 9-ounce shot pick. Yeah, it comes with the 9-ounce shot glass and the sticker on the side with Danny sleeping on the litter box. Not recommended. By the way, not recommended anyone drinks a 9-ounce shot. We cannot condone that. So there you go. Yeah, here's Danny. If you don't believe me, here's the aftermath of Danny drinking the 9-ounce shot. Enjoy.
Let's drink! Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we outline a few scenarios and see if we can guess which one makes Nate the angriest. My name is Miss Becca Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Nate Weingar, Danny Kennard, and actually, Freddie Mills.
Exactly.
And Jim Fosnot.
Hey, gang, what's up?
How you doing?
Hello. So if you listen to the last show that we did as a group, Danny did a shooter of 9 ounces of 96 proof bourbon, Davis County. So he definitely Freddie Mills in the house. So his alter ego when he gets drunk is Freddie Mills. And we've definitely got Freddie with us right now. As you can tell by the smile on his face. That's who's sitting with us. Yes. So our show today is about bourbon rage. It's what's going to get Nate the angriest. We'll get to that though after the break. For right now, we're going to throw it over to Freddie Mills to see what question he has for the group. Freddie, what do you got?
Okay. My question is to the group is, what do you think the stupidest thing you did while you were drunk?
While you were drunk.
So basically what I did, the reason why I'm asking you this question is, Steve, you have pictures of all this. I chose to do a stupid thing while I was drunk.
Okay.
And
just
then
one time?
Huh?
Just one time?
Oh, this isn't the first time, but this is one of the stupidest things I did that pissed my wife off.
Oh, when you got the tattoo.
Oh, yes. This is the Freddie Mills and...
Danny had an uncle who just got out of prison, and he went down to celebrate with him. Well, his wife was on like a girls' trip. His wife was on a cruise for a girls' trip thing. Mm-hmm. And so Danny is home alone. He decides to go down to see his uncle to celebrate with him getting out of prison. And
with the kids.
With the kids. So he's got the kids with him. And
then I left my kids with my parents.
Right. And while his uncle was in prison, he took up prison tattooing, and he gave Danny a prison tat. And yes, I do have a photo of that. It's an amazing thing.
Before and after.
He's had it fixed, which is the fix. It looks great, but it did not look great when he got it initially. So yeah, that's Danny's story. Probably that's the dumbest thing you've done when drunk, Danny.
Yep.
I can show it to again. This is a podcast, so it's audio, so it doesn't help out the audience a whole lot here. But for our group here,
but those that are doing the
words are hard, Danny. Words are hard.
There's what Danny got from his uncle who just got out of prison.
Yeah, back. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, so it's fixed now. Yeah, now it looks, like a real tattoo. But
what is that now? An atomic bomb? What is that?
It's a wolf howling at the moon.
Oh, I see. Okay.
This one kind of looks like a penis wolf.
A seal.
Yeah, or a seal maybe.
I see the atomic bomb, Nate.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it looked like to me, but a wolf howling at the moon makes more sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go. Versus the prison tat side, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Steve's always trying to tease me that he wanted it on the show, so I'm giving it to him.
Yes, I want to put it out on YouTube. I want to get you telling the story of that, which we'll get that eventually. But yeah. So the dumbest thing you guys have done while drunk, Nate? What? There's got to be a story there. Nate drinks plenty.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that, Steve. I don't know. I don't want to incriminate myself or anything like that. So.
Okay. It's well documented on the Bourbon Daily if you want to hear shenanigans when he's drunk. Yeah.
The worst thing I've done is gave the same tasting note for 4 straight shows. I think juicy fruit, something like that. So
and yelling at me, just angry at me because he's drunk. All right, Becca, craziest thing you've done while drunk?
Man, this could take a while.
Yeah.
I've been blessed with the art of blacking out, so I don't necessarily remember all the dumb things I've done. When drinking too much. Also, for legal reasons, I shouldn't talk about most of the dumb things I've done.
This is true.
Because the majority of them
You've passed out on a show, so that's pretty bad. I mean,
That's not dumb. That's just a normal thing. I mean,
you're in and out of
I
consciousness.
I pass
Well,
out
but-
all over the place.
Becca, you're not the only one. I mean, it has been recorded that
Yeah,
Freddie
Danny
Mills
passed out
has-
on a live event, which I documented. I forget which one that is, but within the comments, I put the exact time Danny nods off. So it's great. You look at you can click on it, you can see Danny sitting there, and all of a sudden his head just drops, and then he's like that the rest of the time of the event.
It could happen tonight still.
Yeah, it can happen.
Shit
Jim,
happens.
anything you want to admit to? Dumb behavior?
Well, a lot of things that haven't, the statute of limitations haven't expired, but I mean, I was 120 miles an hour in the luggage rack of a car. I was on top of the car, and they broke 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
That's not too bright. No.
No.
They slam on the brakes and you're done. Yeah. But yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff worse than that, but I just probably shouldn't talk about on the show.
Yeah. I don't know. My worst one, I guess, was a couple years ago when I still had the corporate job. We took people to a bourbon dinner, and I took a bunch of friends that don't drink bourbon. And what they decided to do is they would take a drink and be like, I don't like this. They hand it to me. And this is like a 10-person dinner, and I'm drinking all of this. And, I was fine for the first 2 courses of a 6-course meal or whatever. But by like the 3rd course, I'm out of it. And that was crazy. And the people I work with were like, oh my God, I've never seen them like this. Well, you know how much I drank at that thing? I mean, my God. So, yes.
Kind of like at the Moonshine Round Table.
Moonshine event. That's the druggest I've ever seen you, Steve, at the Moonshine event.
The Moonshine event, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was thrown under the bus on that one. I was set up, so
Yeah.
they got what they wanted. I'll say that. So, well. All right. Well, there you go. That happened about a year ago too. Becca sent me a photo from that actually this week, from the Moonshine event. So yeah, I actually like the photo, and I'm pretty lit at that point. But yeah, photo's nice.
That's seriously the best whiskey event I've ever been to, Steve.
Thank you. That was a
I've been
cool
a
one.
lot, and that was awesome.
That was
That was a year ago.
That was a year ago. Yeah. Right at a year. So it was like, popped up on your Facebook or whatever. It was like 1 year ago today. So it was cool though. Yeah. Great event for sure.
We need to do another one.
We need to do another one. Yes. Well, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Nate. Nate, what do you got there, man?
So my good friend Terry brought this back from Kentucky for me. So this is from a distillery called Neely Family Distillery.
Whoa. I
Never heard of
haven't heard of them. Are they new?
Yeah, I think they are, and it's Monster Mash. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I'm supposed to get some of that this weekend
Yeah,
coming up.
so I'm excited. So,
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeez. Yeah.
Wow. Nate has to work on his form. Again, cork pop was good. Sloshy. We'll see if that ends up impacting the winner here. So, Jim, what do you got?
I'm doing some Maker's 46 cask strength.
Okay. Ooh, Becca, what do you think out of those two? That's tough because Nate's, I think, was better, but he did have that huge slosh.
Yeah, Jim's was actually pretty good. Where like before yours was like an okay one, but Jim's was actually pretty good.
So Jim's got it.
And they were both pretty good pops, but Nate had some.
He had a lot of slosh going on there. So yeah, I think the penalty points get him. So Jim's got the lead. I'll go next. I'm going to go Barrel Seagrass. I haven't talked about this one on the show yet. I'm really a big fan of it. Here we go. Okay. Decent. We'll still, Jim's got the lead though. We'll give Jim the lead there. So he's got the lead. Becca, you're next.
You're not giving it to me. I earned it on that one.
I don't know about that. I feel like mine might have been better, but I'm not even going to
There's a
fight
lot of
it.
squeak going on. A lot of squeak.
I'm not going to fight it. Becca, you're next. Jim's got the lead.
I've got some Buzzard's Roost sipping whiskey, the Toasted Barrel straight rye whiskey.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice base. Not quite to the level of Jim's though. So Jim still has the lead. Danny, though, you are between Jim and victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana. Right?
Sure, Danny. If you say so, Danny.
Whatever it says.
Tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble
Let's hear
dice.
Oh, tumble dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Frues.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey,
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, this barrel seagrass is fantastic. All right, we'll take a quick
First time you had
break.
it?
This is the first
Good,
time I've
guys.
tried it. Well, it's the first time I've tried it. It's really good. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, it's bourbon rage time, and we'll see how mad we can get Nate. We'll do that in just a few.
oh my God, this is horrible.
That stays in the show. That's gotta stay.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course, a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
All right, I'm Neil.
And I'm Melanie.
Together we're the Robinsons, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're just really trying to piss off Nate.
Yes, we are. So the goal here is to read scenarios, and then ultimately, after we get through all three scenarios, we're going to ask Nate which one pissed him off the most. But we'll vote on it first, what we think is the one that pissed him off. Now, after we get through each one, we can ask him questions. Now, the one thing we can't ask is about any sort of ranking. We can't say, did this one piss you off more than the previous one? Because we are going to be guessing at the end. Other than that, anything's fair game. If we want to ask him any questions, follow up, that type of thing, we'll ask after each one. So, Danny, you want to read the scenarios?
I don't have anything in front of me, so I really
You just want to do it off the top of your head? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Here we go. All right, Nate, here is scenario number one. Again, we'll read a scenario, we'll talk about it, and then I'll read the next one. Here we go. Scenario number one.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, Danny. Is there something you need to say?
Just sitting there saying that, plain and simple, if you're sending me to a text, you need to tell me you need to send it to me in a text. So
What did he just say? It's like his text now are live. I don't know what he's saying. If you send it-
Texting Danny between shows.
How the hell do you subtitle a podcast?
if you're sending it to me in a text, send it to me in a text. If you're sending it to me in a text, that's literally what he just said.
Oh my God.
What the hell does
let me know what the
Becca,
hell I'm
translate that for us.
saying.
Help me out here. What did he mean by that, Becca?
I think that what he means is if you're going to send a text, actually word it out. Like, don't just say what, like, I think he wants real context to the text
Right.
that you sent.
Right.
Does Misty get a,
I knew it.
does Misty get a tax credit for you?
Oh, Misty was offended on some things, but she's all good. But she's on the other side of the computer.
Oh,
Oh God. All right, Nate. Here we go. Scenario number one. Again, we're going to read one. We'll talk about it. Then we'll read two, talk about it. The thing they can't ask you is any sort of rating because we're going to be guessing, try to guess which one pisses you off the most. Scenario number one. Okay. A bourbon fan seeing Nate enjoy some of the best bourbons slides into Nate's DMs on Instagram and offers him a bottle of Al Young for $4,000. Oh, yeah. As a bonus, he also sent a dick pic. He notes there's no charge for that, though. All right, Nate. So someone goes into your DMs. They send you an offer to buy a bottle of Al Young. You famously don't like to pay secondary prices, but he's offering to sell it to you for $4,000. And he sends you a dick pic, which he notes there's no charge for that. That's free. That's just a value add bonus that you get. All right. Any questions anyone has for Nate about this one? Jim.
when I was first reading this, I thought, because we've already done a show where he talked about Al Young, and I knew he would love that bottle, but be pissed off at that price. But this is really the first podcast, like the first night I've ever been face to face with him in a podcast. I've heard his podcast and seen him on Facebook. It just seems to me like the dick pic would pretty much smooth that over. So he'd be okay by that time.
He'd be okay with it.
So
Okay.
he'd be pissed about the $4,000. The dick pic would make it okay.
Okay. Would it be so good he'd be willing to buy the bottle for $4,000? Do you think, Jim?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the pic that he's getting, but if I sent it to him, probably.
Danny, what are your thoughts on this one? Any questions you have for Nate about this? Because we're trying to assess, his anger level here.
Or any coherent thoughts at all?
Yeah.
Well, plain and simple.
It's very plain and simple, yes.
Plain and simple, sure. Go ahead, Danny.
I will give you an example of a party I went to.
Please don't send us a dick
Back
pic.
in my teenage years,
Yes.
the lady turned around and looked at me when I dropped my pants. She says, "Who the fuck are you going to satisfy with that?" I'm like, "Me? Who gives a shit?"
So Danny in his drunken state's talking about what a small wiener he's got, and I'm sure he's going to be texting me tomorrow begging me not to air that, but it is what it
I
is,
don't
Danny.
care.
It is what it is. Danny's small wiener's going to
There's
be
his
okay.
verbal that he does not care.
He doesn't care.
Right.
He doesn't care.
Got
He's
the
giving me
verbal.
the okay. He doesn't care.
I've
I
got
think
enough to
it's terrible that you
satisfy
put that
a
on.
woman, so
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
care.
All right, Nate, that doesn't seem like it was really directed at you so much as just a statement, I think. So we'll just, he's had his say. He said his piece, Chrissy. All right.
Said my piece.
How about you, Becca? Any questions for Nate or anything like that to kind of gauge his level of anger here about this race?
We all know that Nate does not like secondary prices. I would also this is just a hot take. I would assume that Nate also does not like dick pics. And so I do think that he would be annoyed.
Depends on how smooth it
I
is.
don't feel maybe enraged, but I do feel a very strong annoyance about the entire situation.
Okay. I've got a couple questions, Nate. Does the dick pic, does it anger you, or is it like, that kind of adds to the value of what the guy's trying to sell here?
I can't say I'm a fan of receiving a dick pic in my DM. I don't know. Never have. I'm sure after this show, I'll probably will from somebody.
Right. Please
Let's
send them
make
to
it
Nate.
happen, ABV Network. Let's make it happen.
5280 Whiskey
Say
Society on all
that-
platforms. Send them your D pic.
If Nate is using his brain, he would use that voice. He would use
Roy's about to send one right now.
that picture as blackmail against the guy to like send to the guy's like wife or like his work to get him down in price. Oh God.
Yeah. Mandy's going to be calling me about that one.
No.
Danny is going to throw up here in a second. Here Ed is coming. He's gagging. Ed, here we go. It's going to happen, folks.
Misty, get him. Do you have a garbage bag, Danny? Find a garbage.
Danny, Misty, you might want to get a garbage bag. It's getting ready to hurl.
Wait a minute, new microphone.
Oh, good.
All good.
All good.
And then my other question for you, Nate, is about the Al Young itself. Now, you are famously on your last bottle. I saw that it's more than halfway gone. So you are getting dangerously close to running out of Al Young. Is $4,000 out of the realm, the price quoted to you for a bottle because you don't have any more now?
I guess it is supply and demand, right? I don't have it. I'm pretty much out of it. I shared it at a barrel pick, the last barrel pick I was at, and it got pretty low. But there's no fucking way I would pay $4,000 for a bottle of Al Young.
Thank you.
What about $39.75?
Well, now we're talking $39.75. That sounds pretty good.
That's a nice dick pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it would. That really wouldn't. Oh, I'm not supposed to say yet. If that angers me, I guess you've all kind of spoke on this.
Okay. Look at Danny. We're gonna lose Danny.
I just hope Danny's okay. You all right there, Danny?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like we need to send Danny to the emergency room. All right.
Nope.
Scenario number 2. All right, here we go. 9 News, this is actual real thing. 9 News, the NBC affiliate, runs a story on Herb Doyle, a bourbon collector. Herb has a vast collection of bourbon he doesn't drink. He uses it for what he terms beauty pics on Instagram and Tumblr. His TikTok account really started blowing up where he sings songs that are about the joys of bourbon collecting and not drinking. He closes out his interview by noting douchebags like Nate Weingar, who drinks all of his bourbon, give a bad name to collectors. They beeped out douchebags, but you could still tell what he said. He called Nate a douchebag on 9 News in Denver. What do you guys think about that? Any comments? This guy is he's a collector. He's not a drinker. As a matter of fact, he hates people who just sit there and drink the bourbon because it hurts his ability to collect it, because people like Nate sitting there, popping corks is bad for collectors like him.
I would 100% have Nate's back if he's pissed off at this one, because I would be too.
Okay.
I'd jump in a car with Nate and let's go up there and rough this guy up for being just an ass.
Right.
I'm down with that too, Jim.
Okay. What about Danny? Danny, what are your comments on this?
Yes.
His brain is not functioning. Look, there's some rudimentary things going on in the mind there, but he can't even talk.
You can detect sound.
Oh, yes.
Nate, any response to Danny's "oh yes"?
Okay.
Or K? Huh. No, nothing, Nate. Nothing.
I don't know. Again,
Plain simple, I do agree with you.
okay.
I mean,
So Nate,
What?
yeah.
What are you agreeing with?
I really do think that I should open bottles
Right.
with.
But you don't. You have your list of like 50
No.
bottles you don't open.
But he's
No,
got
I don't,
two, so you can always open one.
because there
Your
is
2 Wellers, your 2 Weller full proofs.
Yeah. You're like the Herb Doyle of the ABV
But
network.
if you would turn around and come by the house,
Right.
I don't care. I would actually turn around and open a bottle with you, Jim. I would open a bottle.
What about
with
your
you.
bottle of 1982 Wild Turkey? Would you open that up?
Yes, I would.
Really?
All right, Steve, when we driving over there, buddy.
Let's go over there and we'll
Okay.
crack that open, and that'll be a good pour.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait.
I would not mind doing that. That I really don't care.
Imagine when that's gone and he wakes up in the morning. Like, what happened to my Wild Turkey?
That's a nightmare to wake up to.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Nate-
just like you opened the bottle with me the night that I turned around and did
Yeah.
the
You've had remorse
275.
about that though. You've been angry about that ever since.
Oh no, I wasn't angry with it.
Right.
It was the fact is I enjoyed it.
Right. I don't know that you remember it, but yeah, you enjoyed it.
The wife reminded me, and
Yeah, your wife reminded you that you enjoyed it, so that's good.
yes,
That's good. All right. Nate, the only question I got for this, this guy obviously has a big profile on social media. Would you follow his account? Would you watch what he's doing in terms of, hey, I'm a collector, I'm not a drinker. Nate Weingar's a douchebag because he drinks all this stuff. Would you watch this guy on social media?
I probably wouldn't, Steve. I mean, I've seen other accounts or things, and I mean, I like to watch. I like to follow people that are in whiskey for the right reasons, and those are the kind of people I like to watch and follow.
Would you respond to the fact he called you a douchebag on network TV?
I don't know. Allegedly, I would not respond to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a good alleged choice.
Yeah. Scenario number 3. This is the third and final one. And then we'll all be voting as to what we think pisses Nate off the most. Gear Patrol recently came out with an article ranking the bourbon clubs of Colorado. The 5280 Whiskey Society came in 7th out of 8 listed. The author noted the group seems to be more focused on stickers on the bottles than what's inside of them. He also noted co-founder Nate Weingar could use a serious style makeover if he wants to be taken seriously. I do feel like you could use a new look, Nate. Do you feel like...
Nate, I think that your look is great. So don't listen to Steve.
I'm just saying, the author of that he might be onto something there. A new look.
Wake up, Danny. Wake up, Danny.
Danny is out.
no, Danny's out.
Okay. We'll save Danny for last. We'll see if he can make it to that. Jim, any questions about this guy that is kind of calling Nate out a little bit here? And I don't think 7 out of 8 of clubs in Colorado.
I don't think this would piss Nate off just because he kind of knows his reputation in Colorado and he knows how big his group is. So I think he would, it might aggravate him a little bit, but on the, overall, he'd be like, listen, I know what I have, and this guy doesn't know what's going on. So I think of the 3, this would piss him off the least, in all honesty.
The least, okay. All right. Becca, how about you? What are your thoughts on this one?
I'm with Jim on this one where, like, people, because here's the thing, people are always calling other people, like, douchebags or, like, they're not the best or whatever. Their style's not great. But everyone has a fucking opinion, and that's just how it is. And, like, who really gives a shit?
Right.
So
I do think that's the problem. Everybody has an opinion, and now you've got someone with a voice. They have the ability to share that opinion. So this person writes for Gear Patrol. Again, this is all not a real scenario. This is all fake. But the person has a forum to write, and they choose to write about Denver, whiskey clubs, and they rank you, Nate, 7 out of 8, and they also take some shots at you personally. And they also call you a sticker club because you seem to be big into the stickers, which I agree with that. He's big into the stickers. That
part they're not wrong about.
They're not wrong about it. He's definitely big into the stickers.
They've got great stickers though.
Yeah. So Nate, what's your response to, if this actually happened, if someone, because again, the problem here is I do think you're very successful, but people take shots at things that are successful. Freddie No gets shots all the time. I don't think he deserves any of that shit. I think Freddie No is one of the greatest distillers, in the end could be one of the greatest of all time. He's certainly one of the greatest today, certainly one of the greatest of the young distillers. People who are, 35 and under. And the guy, unfortunately, people are, taking shots at him, and it's not, but that's what happens when you're big and you're actually kind of the best, is people want to put you in your place. And this could be a matter of that, someone putting you in your place. What are your thoughts about being, this low ranked and being slammed actually?
I mean, to be honest with you, after these podcasts today, I'll probably be number 8 out of 8. So that's probably going to happen. But you know what really pissed me off about it is my style. And you to fucking make that comment, Steve, looking at your fucking Tommy Bahama Santa Claus.
I've got a good style.
It irritated me a little bit. The style thing irritates me. And I appreciate Becca Sue saying something nice, just so I'll be able to go to bed and not dwell on it.
I feel like I probably got one of the top styles. If they ranked them in bourbon, I'd probably be up there. Now, will you be near the bottom, unfortunately?
I mean, all I do is wear T-shirts, I guess. I mean, I don't know. What would you? My question to you is, what should my style be? What would be?
We need to start working on it. Yeah.
At the group right here, I got fucking Sleepy Dwarf and Jim with his fucking golf shirt on. So you and Tommy behind. I just like, who fucking judges style on this show? I don't know.
Okay, we had a couple people say that they think this is the least offensive one to Nate.
Only because that low blow at the end, Steve. The low blow at the end is what really.
I think we touched a
real personal shot there is what like it's really what it shot it over the edge for her.
But that being said, go ahead, Jim. You got something?
I just wonder what Danny's thoughts are on all this.
Right. We cannot go to until we have Danny weigh in on this. So that's key. Danny has to weigh in here. He could be a swing vote here ultimately. So Danny, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? He can't even talk anymore. Oh God!
Yeah.
Danny's gonna kill
Freddie
me.
Mills now.
All right, Freddie. What are your thoughts, Freddie?
Yeah, Freddie. What are your thoughts? Talk to us. Use your words, Freddie. Freddie, don't fall asleep. Use your words. Freddie, are you with
I
us?
support everything.
Thanks, Danny.
That's a very
No, plain and simple. I mean,
It's eloquent. I mean, Danny's eloquent when he's this drunk. I mean, listen to him. Go ahead, Danny. Finish your thoughts. It's very eloquent. Go ahead, Danny. Are you with us?
good.
all right.
It was beautiful. I tell you what, Nate, that was a beautiful. I mean, it's sentimental. Nate is tearing up just a little bit based on that, and I can't blame him. I'm not going to call Nate out for getting emotional about that. That was a beautiful.
Not everyone can put words together like that.
Exactly. That was a beautiful thing. So, any other questions for Nate before we go to the voting?
Nope.
Okay. All right. It now comes down time to Nate. Don't tell us yet. We're going to pick out which one we think pissed Nate off the most out of these three stories. Becca, you're first. 1, 2, or 3.
So one was that's a guy that
The guy trying to sell the bottle of Al Young, basically.
the dick pic and Ball Young. Number 2 is a guy that does not open anything at all and thinks
He's a collector. He's a straight collector.
Rude that Nate doesn't or opens.
He kind of hates Nate because of the fact he does open stuff up. Yeah.
And then 3 is his club
ranked 7 out of 8.
Okay. I think. Oh God.
What?
Danny is now God.
Close enough, Danny.
In Danny's world, he is now God at this point. He answers to God.
Which one actually pisses Nate? I think that actually, like fully looking at it, I think the last one probably pissed off Nate the most because it's not attack on. There is an attack on him, but there's also an attack on his club, which I think that would piss me off. Like getting a random dick pic and someone trying to sell you something. I mean, guys do that all the time. People not like someone doesn't want to open their collection. That's not really Nate's business. It's not like because he can still open his. But if someone's actually attacking his people and his own personal style, that would piss me off.
Okay, so you're saying number 3, which when we went through initially, you were saying that.
I didn't fully think about it.
Okay, so you're locked in now with number 3. You cannot change it. Jim, you're next. What do you think is the one out of those 3 that pissed Nate off the most?
I'm going to go actually with number 2 because I think the dick pic smooths it over for my number 1.
He was fine with it after the dick pic. The Al Young would have been the one that pissed him off the most. But the dick pic was like, this guy's not too bad.
I think somebody not drinking their collection because he's so about drinking whatever he owns. I think overall, he'd be aggravated by number 3 a lot. But I think he knows what he has in that group. And so overall wouldn't bother him because he knows what he means to the group or the group means to him and how good a group it is. But I think number 2 would piss him off because he wants everybody to open up whatever they have and drink it, not to be a collector for Instagram.
Yeah. So I disagree with Jim, but I agree with Becca. I feel like number 3 is the one. They are taking shots at his club there, which is very important to him. He does a lot of work on that. And, a lot of that ends up being thankless work. And I do agree. He runs one of he's got the premier club in the U.S. And the fact that he would come in ranked 7 out of 8 would piss him off. And then, of course, his style there, I think it was eye-opening to him to see how bad his style is, and he needs to work on that if he wants to be taken seriously as a leader in the industry. So I would say that number 3 clearly pisses him off the most. He's getting ready to cuss me out here.
Steve is really working to try to make Nate mad.
Okay. All right. So let's recap because we still have one person to go here. Becca, you said number 3. Jim, you said number 2. I said number 3. We've still got Danny though. So Danny is probably going to have a lot of questions, be very, he's really going to dig into this one deep before he gives us why he's voting for how he's voting. So Danny, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have a lot of questions.
Go ahead.
That's
a lot of questions. Right. Go ahead. You have the forum. Danny, you're able to ask whatever you like now. It's the floor is yours.
Frankly, I'm impressed right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got goosebumps. Danny's so good right here, right now.
I'm impressed.
Not good.
It's not
Not a
good.
good thing.
The fact he's still speaking right now is what I'm impressed about.
Yeah. Go ahead, Danny. The floor is yours. Feel free to ask any questions and then cast your vote. Danny, go ahead and cast your vote. 1, 2, or 3.
Geez.
Yeah, go ahead. Danny's got the floor.
What am I voting tonight?
So, Danny, do you guys mind if we just start the show from the top?
Oh, God, no.
Danny missed out on where we got to this point. Danny missed out on where we got to.
Danny,
right here.
just say 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah. 2.
Yeah. I agree.
Danny, is that your final answer? Number 2.
Yep.
Okay, so Danny has voted number 2 after much thought, a lot of constructive criticism and feedback. Nate, I hope that helped you out with what Danny had to say.
Now we need to find out the true answer.
We've got 2 number 2s. Let me go through this again before Nate reveals. Jim and Danny said number 2. Becca and I said number 3. No one voted for number 1, which was the dick pic and the $400 or $4,000 Al Young. What's the actual answer here? Which one pissed you off the most, Nate?
You want me to give an answer now, or should we go back
Yes.
to Danny?
No, Danny locked us in. After much thought, Danny came up with number 2.
Okay. Yeah, number 1, to be honest with you, I would just delete. I wouldn't even think a second about it.
I mean, you'd save the D pick, but the rest of the message you delete.
I'd forward that to you probably, Steve. But other than that, I would just delete that. And file there, whatever. Yeah.
Also, everyone should always forward those D-pics to Steve Akeley.
No, not to me.
Steve
To Danny.
.com.
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Oh, great. Gonna bring us stuff for the past now, Steve.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So number 1 is not it. So we know no one voted for that though. So right now there are going to be 2 people right. 'Cause 2 people voted for 2, 2 people voted for 3. Talk a little bit about number 2 and 3, and then tell us what the actual winner is.
So you're going to have to tell me again after Danny's information.
Number two was the NBC affiliate.
Yes,
that
okay,
ranked 7 of 8. Yeah.
okay. Here's the deal. Like, I think some of you guys said this, but there's people that talk shit all the time in whiskey, right? There's people that do it all and people that talk shit, and most of the time they don't know what they're talking about or whatever, and they have their own opinions. And that used to really bother the shit out of me. But I've gotten a little more mature in my older years here, and quite frankly, I wouldn't care. I mean, if I saw the guy, if he was willing to say that to my face, allegedly, that might be me just to make a comment to him or whatnot. But really, quite frankly, I wouldn't even give any energy to that. I just think that it's not what I would do. I think it's lame. I think collecting whiskey and showing it on Instagram and never opening it is really dumb. Like, I mean, you're missing out on the best part of whiskey. It's not taking pictures of it. It's drinking it with friends and sharing it with people that you care about and building relationships and being able to experience all these different fantastic offerings that people have spent a lot of hours and time perfecting and making. So that wouldn't bother me. I feel bad for the guy. He's got and there's enough tools around that would follow that account, and he'd probably buy about 20,000 fake friends on their fake likes and whatever, and that shouldn't mean anything to me. So I wouldn't be in the same circle with that guy, so I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Number 2 wouldn't bother me that much.
Okay. Becca, I think this is going to be good news for you and I, but here we go. Tell us about number 3.
So number 3, I mean, everybody has their opinions on who's the best at this or who's the best at that or whatnot. And I hope, to be honest with you, that Colorado has that many great whiskey community, whiskey societies, because it just means that hopefully we're going to be looked at as a place that sends more whiskey and distilleries want to distribute to Colorado. So if my club is 7 out of 8, then Colorado's doing something pretty fucking right. So I would say that. Now, the thing that fucking irritates the shit out of me is that you fucked with my style. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, now I got self-conscious. Now I'm fucking at myself on the video. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with me?
Nate, nothing is wrong with you. Steve is wearing Tommy Bahamas and goggles.
Now you don't own a Tommy Bahama. That's a problem. Yeah, you gotta work on this.
Well, I'll work on that when I'm like.
Tommy Bahamas wouldn't hurt your style though at all.
True.
That's
Put that out there.
I mean, I don't know if to take it.
Happy every day you wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay, that's true. I mean, the only person I would probably listen to about style here is Becca Sue. Looking at the room here, but
That's true.
And probably Danny, to be honest with you.
Looking at the room, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We can see the back of his neck now. It's very stylish.
Yeah.
Danny, what would you call your style?
Danny is officially out.
Hello, Danny.
Danny is sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
We call it passed out chic.
Yeah.
I'm going passed out chic.
I mean, Danny's representing Texas strong. I appreciate that about that.
Yeah.
He's got a Texas hat, Texas shirt. He had a Texas shot glass. I mean, he's representing Texas. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look him
Just
born.
like Texas, they always fail in the second half.
There you go. Well, congratulations to Becca and I. We win. Yeah. Becca, you and I won. How about that? Yeah.
Congratulations.
The thing that aggravated him the most. That was actually a fun show. So
I would have never thought that the style would have been aggravated him the most, but
yeah, the style got to him. Yeah.
I mean, I went from Walmart to Target to the Gap, and I feel like I fucking stepped up my game. I even bought a pair of Levi's this last week, and I feel like I was in the right direction, but now I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
You're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. You got to work on this.
Your Levi's are great, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Danny, we'll start with you. Where can people find you? Danny?
You can find me passed out on my table in the kitchen.
I got to get a photo of it. Everyone else smile big because I'm going to take a photo. So
you can find Danny where the stars are bright when it's late at night.
Danny is totally out there. You go. I think he's on Facebook, Danny Kennard. So check it out. Nate, how about you? Where can people find you?
So you can get us on 5280 Whiskey on Instagram. I have a Facebook page, but I don't like to say it on this show, so Steve can't find it. So
I know he won't let me follow him. What a jerk! I'll tell you what.
Let me know if you want. Since I felt like you at least said something.
I'd love to see it, Nate.
And Jim, I appreciate you too. Fuck Steve and Danny. You're probably a good dude. I don't know about your alter ego. I didn't get to talk to him very much, but I'm sure he's good too.
Yeah. I think people are thinking we're making this up, but no, Danny is passed out right here in front of us.
I think that you're wrong. Danny's on Face Desk, not Facebook.
Facebook.
Face
Yeah.
desk, yes, true.
Face-
True. I've got a photo of it to prove it. So there you go.
What happened to Danny's wife is my question. She was behind the computer. and she just,
Misty
like,
is
left the
probably
room.
there listening. She's letting the show finish out for him. So
Good for her.
yeah.
That makes me love her more.
Miss Becca Sue, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Becca Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Our shop is out there, our blog, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Not happy with the Neelys right now.
She's empty on it.
Because she's empty. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
By the way, you didn't ask me to find me. Thanks.
Oh, I didn't ask you. Jim, where can
Yeah.
people find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Jim Foz and on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJIM.
All right. Miss Becca Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Stickers rule.
Wake up,
Yeah.
Danny.
Danny?
Danny. Hello, Danny. Danny.
Peace.
Danny.
Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the Hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.